There we go. What's going on, everybody? Thanks, Max. Thank you guys for the mute alert. I appreciate that. I needed that. Getting into it. We got Cookin' G's. We got Settlers of Saquon. We had drama. We were drama-filled on Monday night. Tom gets his first playoff victory of the century, of his career. Absolute big-time victory here. Lamar Jackson comes back from the shitter and leads him a victory. It was unbelievable to watch. Having all of my bets on the under, I watched in disgust, but I was very, very happy for Tom. So we drop into this. Sorry, Justin, have to do it. Had to do it. Hold on just a second. All right, cool. All right, just had to set that up real quick. And so, get into this matchup here. Unbelievable here. We got Settlers of Saquon. Derrick Henry absolutely dominated. 215 rush yards, 2 rush touchdowns. Absolutely put the team on his back. And we were talking middle of the week, and we said if Henry can do his thing and go off, Tom's got a chance. So that's exactly what he did. Crowder was a little bit of a letdown, which I don't even know if he should have played, to be honest with you. I think he's hurt. A-Rob got it going for him. Had almost 10 receptions with a touchdown. Lamar Jackson did his obvious thing with the whole shitter instance. We got Andrews caught 5 passes for 80 yards, and then probably the biggest surprise of this entire team for Tom would be Russell Gage. He's been playing him probably on a weekly basis, and this one was the right week to play him. He threw for a touchdown, and that couldn't have felt good for Justin when he saw that. And also he had 5 receptions for almost 90 yards, so definitely a great play there from Tom. On the other hand, we got Justin, who unfortunately doesn't make it to the semifinals. Justin, how many years, probably the past 5 years, have you been at least to the quarterfinals, if not the semifinals? You can respond in the chat whenever you get it. But his utter dominance of our league is it's up there. So this is a pretty monumental win here for Tom, who, by the way, does not watch football, does not pay attention to it. He just does it. Just was feeling good, though, when Montgomery busted off his 80-yard touchdown to start the game. So he had a very, very, very good start. And he's been actually dominating the running backs for the past couple, 2-3 weeks. As we can see here, whenever it loads. That's there. I mean, look at that. 20-plus points in the last 3 weeks. That's pretty damn impressive for a guy who was very inconsistent, but still getting a bunch of volume. But yeah, he's in the talk for definitely a most improved player for sure. Taylor went the hell off. I mean, this is the good thing about having a bye for Eric and Sean's team, because if you played one of these guys first round, you're out. But luckily they got a bye, didn't have to play one of these 2 teams, and now it sets up for the matchup with Ridley's bailout and Settlers of Saquon. That's going to be the next matchup. So let's get into Keith and DJ. It's just a normal thing for Cookin' G's loss count. Tom upset the best team in the league. It's not close. Wow. Ooh, wow. Someone's rattled by the loss. All right, we're getting to the other matchup here. Keith versus DJ. This one was very close as well. Didn't have as much drama as Tom did with the come from behind victory on Monday night. I honestly think he was down 30 plus points and just maybe even more than that. It was incredible. But this doesn't sell anything short of DJ's win here. Okay, DJ made the right decision again, I believe, by starting Rodgers. Yeah, starting Deshaun in Chicago would have been not the smartest thing to do. Aaron Rodgers absolutely dominates the Detroit Lions. A.J. Brown had another monster game. Did he get hurt in that game? Limited during... Okay, shook off the... Yeah, he was fine. Guy's been stellar this entire year. Main reason why he kept him. Absolute beast. Not rattled. Congrats to Tom, but I was the best team this season. That's not... Yeah, you're not rattled at all. I could definitely tell. Robert Woods had a slow week. T. Higgins had a slow week. And Antonio Brown is okay. Will Lutz, I think he missed a couple field goals, not like his usual himself, but he's got the New Orleans special teams who actually have a tough matchup next week. What they're going to go play, at least that's at home, but they play the Chiefs. But yeah, Eckler got it done for him. Melvin Gordon, double digits there. But I mean, both teams underperformed here. Derek got it done, and as you can see, that the Tampa-Minnesota game screwed Justin, and Castillon didn't do anything, and Jefferson didn't do much for Keith, who's been his guy for most of the year. The underrated guy there. James Robinson puts up another double digit. Curtis Samuel, I didn't even know he started Curtis Samuel. That's a good start. Definitely. Mostert didn't do much. Bernard's where he got killed. I played Bernard a bunch in DraftKings, so as you can tell, I didn't do so hot this week either. He fumbled the first opportunity that he got, and obviously didn't see the field much after that. He didn't start Shepard, and he didn't start Boyd. That's some balls not to do that, because Boyd's been his guy. But he made the right decision with Samuel. It's just this, the other guys didn't perform as much as he did. Can't fault him there. Defense gets double digits. Kicker gets double digits. It's just those other guys did not perform. Sad to see that, Wolfie. Sad to see that. So let's go back to the league and look over what we're going to do for the semifinal matchup. We got the semifinal matchups here. As you see on paper, they're not very close. But as you can tell from projections from the last screen, they really don't matter either. We got Ridley's bailout versus Settlers of Saquon. Obvious favorite here is probably Ridley's bailout. He's been the best team, won the regular season. As you can see, every player is going to be projected for double digits. Mahomes to Kelsey stack here versus the Lamar Jackson to Mark Andrews stack. So both utilizing quarterback to tight end stack. It's going to be very interesting to see which one outperforms who. Obviously, Lamar and Andrews have a phenomenal matchup here against the Jacksonville Jaguars, and it's at home. And Mahomes and Kelsey have to go to New Orleans, which isn't that much of a feat anymore without fans. But I expect both of them to put up points. I'll put the edge to Lamar Jackson and Andrews. So if you guys are, you got Devontae Adams going to turn into nothing. What? Jeez. Also, drop who you think is going to play for the Flask Championship in the chat. Let me know who you think is going to win these matchups. Another thing to watch out for is Swift played well, I think, last week. What did he do? Oh, yeah, he's fine. I mean, he got a touchdown. He's going to be touchdown reliant with his little injury there. Definitely a play I think he's got to make still. I don't think he's got much else on his bench to play from. Well, he could play Cooks. I think Mike Williams will be out. He's playing Pittsburgh's defense over Baltimore's defense. That might be changed. I don't know. He's a Baltimore fan too, so I'm kind of stunned why he's not playing Pittsburgh's D, or why he's playing Baltimore's D. But we'll see. It's only Wednesday. Eric versus DJ. All right, I'd probably lean that way too. Wait, Eric versus DJ. Wait. No. Hell no. I got Eric versus Sean. Sorry. Had to think about it. Who else has he got? So Ridley's going to be doing this thing. Godwin, Anderson. Man, I just don't see Tom pulling this bad boy off. But I said that last week too. I don't know if Galladay's back. A-Rob will still do his thing. Oh, against Minnesota. I'm telling you, the matchups favor Tom's team. 100%. The matchups are great. Aaron Jones has a great matchup with the Panthers. Then you can make it run it back with Anderson's, but Anderson might have that Alexander on him. So, but he's lucky that DJ Moore is back, so it could counteract each other. But we got Saturday football here, and so we'll see how Ridley's bailout performs on Saturday. Sean's team's been shit in the bed. Man, a lot of hate. Now let's look at the other matchup. We got DJ versus Sean. A little bit closer projected matchup here. Looks like DJ is going to go with Aaron Rodgers. Who does Deshaun Watson play? At Indy, probably the right decision here. Carolina's suspect defense. You can definitely gives up the 9th most fantasy points to the quarterback position, it says here. What do we got? He's going to play T. Higgins. San Fran against Dallas. Pretty good play. Instead of New Orleans. Yep, that's probably the right play here. And then Sean's team. So this is the team that's been on the down slope. He did put up 134 points last week, though. He wasn't playing anybody, but he still put up some points. So I know it was going downhill towards the end of the regular season, but could be picking it back up. Julio's probably the biggest question mark for him. Is week to week, didn't practice. Yeah, I probably wouldn't rely on him. And then also he is probably going to be without McCaffrey. It says doubtful here. That sucks for him, but luckily he got Mike Davis. Well, we got Clay, 2 owners who actually have no idea what they're doing. They're just pumped to be. Oh no. I didn't say it. Got Cooper Kupp, Lockett, and Allen. Great receiving core. This is where it gets a little bit suspect with Davis, and you got Jeff Wilson. He's not going to play Gurley. He's been pretty much dog shit as of late. And Edmonds, I don't know if Edmonds is even going to play, so he's definitely in the mud here. Stunning. He's going to play McLaurin because I don't think Jones is going to play. Man, I'm still going to lean Sean. And I'm going to go get Eric and Sean in my playoff in the championship. And then whoever does make the championship, you're allowed to be on the stream. You can come in, call in, whatever you got to do. I want to hear from you guys next week. Maybe go live, go from there. But good luck this week to everybody there in the playoffs, and we'll see how it is progressing. I don't know if anybody's playing. So this is going after tomorrow night. Everyone else will start on Saturday and then proceed to end on Sunday. The fact that Cleveland is still a free agent is insane to me. Man, oh man. Sean is losing this weekend, and Dr. Eric. I'm going to go over the week 15 Thursday Night Football matchup. As you can see here, for tuning in, you get to see my bets right away. I got Carolina 8.5 on Saturday night, and I got Kansas City minus 2.5. I'll take Kansas City minus 2.5 I saw that this morning, and I was, boom, gotta take it. Especially if Taysom Hill is the quarterback. There's no shot in the world Taysom Hill is going to be able to keep up with Mahomes and company. I know New Orleans has a solid defense, but I always say offense trumps good defense any day of the week. Any day of the week. In Carolina, I like Carolina a lot here. They're only going to put one unit on it, though, just because they're a dog. But anytime you can get over a touchdown, it's a spread. They've actually covered it 6-3 on the season, and it's all on the road. I think they're like 0-3 or something like that. Let's go to Thursday night football game, which I think is a pretty dang interesting matchup here with the Chargers and the Raiders. Can't do the Gruden, unlike Clay. Clay's phenomenal Gruden. Spider, 2 wide banana. All right, so you can see some news broke today on this matchup here. It was that Ruggs is going to miss this game, and then Mike Williams might not play in this game, and then there's Eckler and Allen that are actually questionable as well. I'm under the assumption Eckler and Allen are going to play for sure, and Mike Williams is probably the most true question mark. Ruggs is completely out. I immediately looked at Aguilar's over receiving yards, and I think it went up from like 51 to like 54 like right away. So everybody started seeing that and kind of pounded it as well. I still think that's a reasonable one. He could potentially catch 2 deep balls and get it. So that's something I'll look at tomorrow. See if it goes down any or whatnot. But the spread intrigues me here. I know I probably would never back another Charger team with Anthony Lynn as the head coach. I thought about it today, which kind of stunned me. But then I kind of thought about it a little bit more, and Jacobs is going to have another week under his belt that he's going to be healthy. And I'm hoping that this line maybe gets to 2.5, so I'm waiting. But I think it's still at 3. But if it any way, shape, or form gets to 2.5, I will be pounding the Raiders. If it stays at 3, I'll be taking the Raiders. If it gets to 3.5, I could potentially not take it and maybe just do a player prop. But I'll probably have a player prop plus one of the spread plays as well. I think the over in this game is going to be very popular. When I saw those injuries, though, I thought to myself, man, I could see myself taking the under, just because of maybe not being able to move the ball, but the Raiders just don't allow any, they just don't get any pressure on the quarterback, and Herbert's going to have all day, and don't get me wrong, the Chargers have talent. It's just their coaching sucks. I mean, coaching is terrible. So I definitely can see a lot of points being scored, but you never know. Maybe the Raiders figure it out, but I don't know. I'm leaning. So if had to take the bet tonight, I'll take the over 53. I'll take Raiders -3, and then I'll take Aguilar's receiving yards over. So if you want to make those bets, go ahead right away. You guys can do that. Raiders have starter issues out, by the way. Who else is out for them, Justin? God, that just taking the Chargers just doesn't sit well with me. Just doesn't. So yeah, I guess depends on who is out for them. I know that Ruggs is out, but is not losing this game. The Raiders are still in playoff contention. I do not see him losing this game. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. That's my outlook for Thursday night's game for tomorrow. Let me know if you guys have any questions, any concerns, any any betting questions. I will be also doing DraftKings single game showdowns. I like doing those. I mostly stick to single entry lineups on DraftKings, GPP lineups, like the $5 where I think first place pays out like 15,000, and like the $12 entries, single entries, just so you're on the level playing field. So those are what I would recommend playing tomorrow. And from the looks of it, and the over, I think it started at 55 and went to 53. Let's see. I'm pretty sure it did. But my initial captain plays for DraftKings, off the top of my head, I got Jacobs, and then I would probably have either Aguilar, and then or Keenan Allen. So I tend to stay away from quarterbacks because they're so highly owned, and if you play big GPPs, everyone in the world is going to have. I think Lamar Jackson which you had to essentially have him to maybe cash, but you're going to split it a million ways. I'm a little bit more contrarian and hoping things go a little bit different in the game. So, maybe the Raiders lean more on Josh Jacobs, and he has a monster game, just like last couple weeks where you had Akers just go off, and not a lot of people had him as in their DraftKings lineup, and paid out pretty nicely there. So those are some initial thoughts. There's a link. I'll put it on my Twitter profile, and then it's for Ramblin' and Gamblin' Sports, our Discord. It's free. Nothing, no charge there. We throw our picks. We answer any questions you guys have in there. Definitely a very, very useful feature. A lot of people have benefited. We have over 100 people in there currently. So it's nice to get everybody's opinion and see where everybody's head's at and go from there. So enough with football. Everybody knows NBA is starting up. The NBA is probably my second favorite sport. I don't know. I just like it. It's a unique league, which is very, very easy to predict, in my opinion. You're gonna have your studs stay. Your studs are gonna get their minutes, and there's not gonna be some crazy benched situation that happens in football. Sometimes your guy fumbles and then you're screwed. And obviously injuries happen in every sport, but we got. And then if you have rest days, you're going to have those guys who are going to have a ton of value, and they're going to be able to hit it because, hey, they're going to get 30 to 40 minutes a night just because they have to make up for all that. So it's one of the easier sports, in my opinion, to play DraftKings on because there is a lot of certainty. The only thing that gets screwed up is is when coaches. They've gotten a lot better, but like they just don't play somebody and they don't tell anybody until after lock, and that's when it gets kind of bullshit. But I'm gonna go over some futures with everybody, what I like. So I don't know if anybody else is thinking about any futures for the NBA on your guys' end. I will be putting probably half a unit down on these. I like to pinpoint these more halfway through the season and see if I'm finding any more value. Here I got for the champion, or for to repeat. It's hard not to put some money down on the Lakers plus 275. $25, $50, whatever your half unit is, whatever it is, throw that on there. It's barring any injuries, it's very hard to see someone upsetting the LA Lakers this year to win the title. The only person I honestly don't think anybody from the West has a chance. You told me last year Clippers, I would have 100% put the Clippers down. I like the Mavs value here. They're just, if LeBron didn't go to LeBron and AD or into the Lakers, then I would 100% be over the Mavs. There's some value on the Warriors. I just don't see it. Only other team from the East well, two other teams from the East, sorry, that have value. I'm not high on the Bucks this year. They're just I'm waiting to see on them. But the Celtics plus 1500. That Brad Stevens, you got Tatum. I think Tatum is going to take the next step this year and be a absolute beast who could potentially win the MVP. So that's another bet that I'm going to get to. But you got Celtics plus 1500 is a great value bet here. And then this is a bet that you're probably going to have some value to plus 600, because if they get off to a hot start and Katie and Kyrie look very good together, that's going to go down to the plus 300s, plus 400s. So you might as well throw a half unit down on the Brooklyn Nets. There's a bunch of talent. It's just a big, humongous question mark that nobody really knows how it's going to go. Those are my championship. Conference winners probably lean more towards middle of the season, kind of see how that's going. And then I was looking, for some reason DraftKings doesn't have the win totals up, but I looked around, and the couple of them that I like are the Hawks over 35.5. I think the Hawks are one of those teams that are just they made every right decision in the offseason that they possibly could. They got Bogdanovich, Gallinari, Capella, Collins, and Young. That's just a great young core, of guys, and I think they can really gel together. So over 35.5, I think they grow throughout the season. Trae Young is a superstar in the making. Definitely, it's like Steph Curry Jr. out there. So definitely like that one. Another one that I like in the East is 76ers under 43. Just a team with, I know they're going to have probably a, what do you call it? They're probably going to be a little bit mad because of the way they play in the bubble. But the East is a little bit more balanced. I think they're going to get exposed. I mean, the only way that they get over 43, in my opinion, is if somehow, some way, James Harden gets there, which I don't believe he's going to go there. I think he's going to stay in Houston. Then another one I got is the Bucks 49.5. I just think when the Bucks are going to have to play a bunch of these teams that are, pretty dang good in the East. I think the East is probably more balanced than it's been in a while. And then you also, who I like in the West, are the Suns over 37.5, and then the Mavericks over 42.5. So those are some win total plays that I like. And let me know if you like any ones that you guys are looking for in the chat below. And then we will go over some awards. So MVP, looks like Luka is the favorite. I'd probably throw a half unit down on Luka. He's just going to, barring any injury, he's going to have an incredible year. Guys who I think have value, who could potentially get up there, Kevin Durant, plus 1,200. Come back this year. He definitely has got the talent to do that. It just depends on how him and Kyrie gel and how well the Nets do. Jason Tatum, probably my other one, plus 1,600. Like I said, I think he's going to take the next jump in his career and take the Celtics to an Eastern Conference Final and maybe get to the NBA playoffs or NBA Finals. So, and you also, Steph Curry, plus 800 for a kid, who can just take over games left and right. So there's a bunch of value here. Probably lean more towards Luka, Durant, and Tatum are my top three there. And then Rookie of the Year, that's another one that I really like to bet on. Last year I was all over Ja Morant because everybody in the world was on Zion Williamson. And just from watching Ja Morant in college, he's born to play in the NBA. Guy's an animal. Max, give me some year-long fantasy sleepers. Year-long fantasy sleepers. Fantasy sleepers. Let's go to the. Let's go here. Let's go to the ball fakes and backdoor cuts fantasy league. Let's zoom in. All right, here you go, Max. One guy that I was incredibly high on last year, who was on my team, is right here, Christian Wood. Know he's got a little bit of a elbow issue, but he is going to absolutely dominate this year. He was a young cat last year, and I think he's going to have the opportunity to go off. Also, not a sleeper here, but Brandon Ingram is going to probably be the best player on the New Orleans Pelicans this year. I don't know if he was kept in our league, but if he wasn't, no, I think these are all all the people that aren't kept. So yeah, Brandon Ingram is going to be scary. If Brandon Ingram's scary, we go a little bit farther down. Let me give you some deep sleepers. Some deep sleepers. I think John Wall, he's not really much of a sleeper, but he is going to fall in our draft because of the injury. Definitely can be. And then let's see what Sexton. He'll be okay. One more big time play. One more. This is another guy, Kobe White. He played a lot last year for the Bulls. So I think just with all that experience and him and Zach LaVine together, I think he's gonna be a good assist, points, and 3-point guy for maybe a late draft pick, point guard, shooting guard. He plays two positions, which is nice. So that's probably where I would lean there, Max. Kobe White's probably the deepest sleeper right there. Back to the Rookie of the Year, and we'll get out of here in about 2 minutes or so. And we got LaMelo Ball plus 400. He's going to be the talk of the town, just like Zion was. I don't see him getting it done. I love me some Obi Toppin and this Killian Hayes. Those two have probably the most value to the Rookie of the Year currently. You could sprinkle some James Wiseman, but I think these two, Obi Toppin and Killian Hayes, are going to have the biggest impact on their teams, unless LaMelo Ball just obviously balls out. But you could sprinkle something on LaMelo Ball, but these are my two guys there. So yeah, so there we recapped the Fantasy Football League, looked at Thursday night's football, and we looked at our NBA futures. So if you have any questions, concerns, hit me in the chat or DM me on Twitter at @bets. Go ahead and give me a follow on there as well. So we'll get on up out of here, and we will be back on Sunday morning at 10:30 to go with our on the dot NFL Week 15 picks. And then once NBA starts rolling around, I'll probably start doing a Wednesday night stream and a Friday night stream. It'll be 20 minutes or so, just going over bets, DraftKings, and give out some lineups and everything like that. NBA, I'll be a little bit more on the Twitch, just so it's because they play. I think most of their big games are Wednesdays and Fridays this year. So any big slate, we'll be on, obviously, without Christmas. So if you got any questions, hit my DM on Twitter, and let's go on our bets tomorrow. And make sure follow me on Twitter at @bets to get all of my latest picks. So see you, boys.
always tried to tell me that I'm crazy. I should just believe that what